Hello, my name's John Price, and this is a short video on deciding the correct timing for when you should take out trumps in a suit contract, and it's aimed at intermediate bridge players. Now, all bridge players know that there will come a point in the contract where you're going to have the battle of the trumps. Now, if you bid the hand correctly, then this shouldn't hold any fear for you. You should have the majority of trumps. You should have a fit, and that's at least 8 trumps to the opposition's 5. And you've probably got the lion's share of the good cards, the honour cards as well, though that's less important than having the length of having 8+ trumps. However, until you begin this battle, and it's always you, the declarer, who gets it going, the opponents, those sneaky opponents, have always got the possibility of doing the dirty on you and trumping some of your good cards. So, all beginners get taught this. You should take out trumps as soon as you can. However, that can be a little bit of a problem. If you've got an 8-card suit fit, then the likely holding you've got is 5 in one hand and 3 in the other. That's much more likely than 4 and 4. The opposition will have 5 trumps, and their most likely distribution is 3 in one hand and 2 in another. So imagine the 4 hands now. One's got 5, 2 of them have got 3, and the other one's got 2. So if you're going to remove all the danger of the opponent's trumping, you'll need to play 3 rounds of trumps. But look at it. At the end of this battle, your hand with 3 trumps, which we usually call the shorthand, will have been emptied of trumps. But the great advantage of playing in a suit contract is that you will, on average, gain 1 extra trick over any no trump contract that you might play. And you gain this extra trick by trumping, listen, in the short hand. But you haven't got any trumps there now. So you've removed that possibility by taking out trumps too soon. So, this is what you should have been told when you were a beginner. The real truth about taking out trumps is this. You should do it as soon as you can, unless there's a good reason not to. And one of the most important reasons for not taking out trumps is you want to retain the possibility of your trumping in your short hand. Now, of course, this is going to give you some risk in your play. You don't take out trumps, and you start setting up an opportunity for being able to trump the opposition in your short hand. But if you do this, the opposition are doing the same thing. They'll be up to no good. And when one of your good cards gets trumped, yeah, you feel like a bit of a failure. However, modern day bidding is set up completely to lead you into contracts that will actually require you to take this risk. So don't blame yourself. Don't take any blame. You must look for and take the opportunity to trump in the shorthand at least once. You need to take that risk. And when you've done that, then take out trumps. Now, do you always have to take this risk? Well, there will be times when you're lucky enough to have 9 or more trumps for your contract. Not often, but sometimes. Well, consider the splits there. With 9 trumps, the most likely split for you is to be 5 and 4. And the opponent's 4 cards, that will be split 3 and 1. That's the most likely distribution. So you take out your 3 rounds of trumps, and you should be left with 1 precious trump in the so-called shorthand, which this time has 4 cards, 4 trumps in it. And it's that one that's left over you can use to trump. And you can use it whenever you fancy, with no risk that the opponents will do something in the meantime, because you've removed their trumps. There's another possibility. If you've just got 8 trumps, the most likely for most contracts, then it could split 4-4. Less usual than 5-3, but it could be. Then when you play out 3 rounds of trumps, it'll usually take out all of the opponent's trumps, and you'll be left with 1 trump in each hand. And here's the fun. You can now trump in either of these hands to get the reward of an extra trick. You can count with a 4-4 split. You can pretend that either one of them is the shorthand. So a trump in either of the hands gives you 1 extra trick. Great news. So here's the conclusion. If you're in a suit contract with only 8 cards and a 5-3 split trump suit, then the inevitable happens. You have to take the risk of setting up a trump in the shorthand before starting the battle of the trumps. If you're lucky enough to have 9 or more trumps, or a 4-4 split with 8 card trumps, then don't take the risk. Take out trumps straight away, then sneak your extra trick. I hope that's been useful. Thanks for listening.